never felt the need, so she never spreads her wings, sitting all alone upon her island. When she starts to sing, I can see something written on the back of my eyelid. She won't say anything anymore, not dance with me. And I can't feel anything without you. Feel for me, baby. Now your feathers are plucked out, sewn into a feathered crown. Someone else is singing all your songs now. When they start to sing, I can feel something. Then I wake up from my sleep, babe. She won't say anything anymore, not dance with me. And I can't feel anything without you. Feel for me,
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Thirsty Thursday.
It is a thirsty, very thirsty Thursday, being as that it's still pretty hot out, unfortunately. But, Derek, this is episode number 60. Hey.
It is, man. At least it's getting to the end of the hot bullshit.
And we're out of the 50s. I don't know. Something about the 50s I don't know. I'm just happy to be in a new a 10 spot there, moving on into the 60s.
Moving on up.
Maybe we can retire by 65. Probably not, because this is 2019 America. I probably can't retire at 65, but
I would want to retire.
No, not in this line of work.
I talk too fucking much to quit doing this shit.
Right. He'd just be recording himself on his phone and listening to it later.
Speaking of talking too much, that was High Plains Drifter. The song was called Blondie. I wanted to get that out of the way before we started fucking running our mouths and forget to talk about it.
Sometimes we forget.
So, man, we didn't really get anything new. So we had the chance to go back and dust off some of the oldies.
Yep.
So we picked some High Plains Drifter.
That's one of Tim's favorite. It's probably Tim's favorite band on the station. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I know
so
why.
If you're listening, High Plains Drifter, our director loves you. They're good, though.
They are, man. Yeah, I hope we got some good ones on there. I think we did anyways. Well, let's do. It's damn near impossible around here to put bad music on.
Hey, and also we put a post out today about what would you guys like to hear on the podcast. There's only one person that said something. Thank you to who you are, Cody. But we need more participation from you guys. Like,
hey, to be honest, I did put it on there at like 2:30. So
okay. Well, I guess
been on there for been on there for like 3.5 hours now.
Okay, I guess I can't do that.
I'll let it slide.
But still, I figure like the bands would want to have themselves on there probably.
I know, man. We put shit on there about fucking Sober October, and then everybody's just ready to throw their 2 cents in about what we should do.
I think it's because they want to see us in pain.
I think so.
We're getting suggestions that me and Derek should just square off in an octagon. And y'all are some ruthless bastards.
I think that's how it's going to go, though, if we both fail.
Well, I'm going to not fail.
Is that the way I understand it, is that one of us fails and we got to spar?
No, I think we both have to fail. If one of us fails,
I don't know.
If one of us fails, they have to go to a kickbox class.
Yeah, and spar, right?
Yeah, but if we both fail, we have to go out there against each other.
Sounds kind of fun, but at the same time, I think I might be too old for that.
I don't even know what you would call this event, but
fucking goddamn it! What did Dusty say, dude? Brother Death Box.
Brother Death Box.
Then somebody else put Brother Sweat Box.
Oh yeah, just be full of just stink and shame and maybe a black eye or two. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really want to punch you in the face, Derek, but I guess if we have to.
It'd be a fight to the death because one of us would probably have a fucking heart attack.
Right, yeah. I'm only going to last like a minute. I'll tell you that. Maybe 2 minutes. I don't know, but we're talking about October. We might be a little more healthy then by the time we fuck up.
Already getting – so here's what my thing is, and if you guys are listening and want to chime in on it, but I think this is a solid challenge for October.
Oh, yeah.
It's
tough. It's tough for both of us.
Stay sober no matter what. Like, caffeine, the weed, the booze, stimulants of all sorts. All the good shit, gone. Can't do it. That's rule number one. The second one, I think we got to do some keto shit in there somewhere.
Yeah, or eat healthier somehow.
Yeah. I guess you do it. I don't know. See, the way like Rogan and them do it, they have a point system, but I don't know how that point system goes.
I don't either.
And then the third thing was because they do they track it on a Fitbit type of system.
Yeah.
Just like their heart rate, like how many beats a minute their heart's going, and
I have one of those. Do you have a Fitbit, Derek?
I'll get one for this shit, but
I have one already.
it's like they get points for like their fucking heart rate and probably calories and blah 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 all this shit. It's probably the healthier they eat, the more they run. And
There's like challenges you can do on there. Like it's all ranked. It ranks you automatically versus whoever's in your challenge or whatever. So maybe we could set something up like that.
yeah, does it have to be Fitbit or because I'm pretty
Well, we could probably find an app or something on our phone and something.
let's say because I buy the cheap shit all the time. I was gonna buy a knockoff Fitbit.
Hey, you could always sign up for our Patreon program so we can purchase Derek a Fitbit. Wink, wink. I'm kidding. No.
Well, we'll figure that out. Yeah, maybe we can do something like that. But yeah, so that's hopefully by the end of October we'll be feeling pretty good. I think we're going to bring in a health coach to talk with us and
oh God, we're gonna need it.
check in on us and whatnot. I think that's going to happen. I know. No, I'm going to probably need a fucking surgeon and a cardiologist,
chiropractor.
Fucking, I'm going to need.
Might need a new eye prescription at the end of it. Who knows?
I'm going to need a fucking health coach one way or the other. Health something.
So I think we should take a picture once a week, of ourselves and just kind of at the end of it, kind of transpose them all together so you can see the beginning and the end. Because I bet our skin looks a little different. I bet. I bet in a month our bodies would look different. If we actually pushed it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Almost positive of it. If you put a picture every week and you went from week to week to week, I bet you'd see the difference. So I'm kind of excited for that.
I would almost bet that you are correct. I don't see how. If we do, I mean, but I'm kind of talking myself into this. I guess it's defense mechanism or something like.
I'm ready, although I'm drinking a beer at the moment.
Oh no! I just got done down on like a half a large pizza and a fucking couple cans of Dr. Pepper. So
it's getting ready for October.
Get the carbs out of the way, but no, I think you start cutting all that shit out and beer, carbs, and all that. Might surprise ourselves. We'll see. Or I might just end up in a fucking straitjacket.
Yeah, I know.
Can't sleep, nothing. I just look like a fucking zombie.
Right. You'll probably sleep better, though.
I might.
I think it's going to be hell the first couple days, like no caffeine or any of that. That's going to be the hardest part, I think.
Yeah, the caffeine's that's the one I'm worried about.
Just going to be tired, and halfway through the day, you're just going to be just exhausted. And then But I will say, I think after a few days, you'll be pretty regulated to it. You'll be, you'll go to bed at a decent hour. You'll get up because you'll want to get that sleep or you're going to feel like crap. You already know it,
Right.
And I think once all that stuff's just kind of cleared out of your system after a few days, I think you'll be feeling a lot different. And I don't think you'll need the caffeine as much as day 1 and 2 and 3, I don't think you'll need it as much, a weekend.
Yeah.
But we'll see. One of us, hopefully none of us fucks up, dude.
I know.
I don't want to go to a kickboxing class and get kicked in the head, particularly.
I don't know if Tim's ever agreed to the kickboxing thing. He might just be in it for the friendly competition.
That guy would probably kick all of our asses. And
is there a prize? Is there a prize at the end of this? We have a fucking punishment. Is there a prize?
No.
Health?
Yeah, I guess. Health, yeah. Maybe beer? I don't know.
Yeah, beer. That's going to fucking happen regardless.
Put some beer at the end of the rainbow. Like, we'll get there. Just think
I think, man, if I can make it a couple weeks without fucking drinking, I'll be doing good. I'll get over that part pretty quick, I think. Like, if I can make it about over halfway through October, I think I'll be doing good.
Yep.
But if If I don't, I'm gonna fall off. If I fall off the wagon, I'm just gonna fucking nail it hard.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. I don't know. I have a really high level of confidence in us, although I don't know if I should.
Man, I don't know. I want to have confidence.
I mean, we're talking about a whole month here, Derek.
I do. I want to say that I haven't been taken over by all the bad shit in life. I can say no to everything, but I can't. I know it. That's what I don't have confidence in.
Well, there's going to be points in time throughout the month that we're going to have to go. We're going to go watch a show, or we're going to play a show, or that's going to be the deciding moment, I think.
I've gotten fairly good at playing sober.
But going out to see a show sober.
Remember back in the day, dude, I had to at least 4 shots of fucking Jaeger before I could get up there and play.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I'm just most worried about myself going to a show.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You have a newborn there that's going to keep you there for a couple weeks, probably.
True. I'll just hide out. Sleep.
Goddamn.
Try.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, but you're going to need the caffeine, though.
I know. And that's another reason why I'm kind of hesitant on the whole keto thing, because it's like, man, I'm not going to have a lot of time to be cooking keto food, and I'm just going to be trying to whip something up real quick to eat so I can go pass out or what,
Yeah.
But that's going to make it a lot harder for me, I think. But I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I know. I'll give it a go.
Give me to go to the gym. I've just been busy.
First and foremost, though, it's the sober part. We got to do the sober thing.
I'm not worried about that part. Not so much.
I want to say I'm not, but I'd be lying if I did.
You're going to have to start deregulating towards the end of the month there. You're going to have to start scaling back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not really one of my strong suits is scaling back or quitting.
It doesn't count. You can't just get really hammered on the last day of September, because then you're drunk into part of October.
11:59, you got to be sober.
Yeah. You can't drink. So you can't drink the night before?
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I know. It's fucking.
That's on a Monday, so I don't think you have a problem not drinking on a Monday.
No. Just have one big blowout on the weekend and then
be hungover on Sunday and just keep going.
Wow.
Yeah, that's only a couple weeks away, man.
Fucking football season, man, is tough. I actually stayed sober yesterday for football.
I know. And the shitty part is it's going to be all nice out around that time probably.
I know. We're
going to get that small window where we could just be out drinking beers, playing yard games, watching football. And we're going to be sipping on water. You can't even have caffeine. You can't even have a Coca-Cola.
You can't have tea.
Can't even have. Well, you can. It just can't be sweetened. Oh no, that has caffeine in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Man,
that's what's gonna kill me.
You can have root beer. Root beer doesn't have caffeine, does it?
I think it does now. I think it might now.
Really?
I think so. I don't know, dude. I know it used to not, but I think A&W.
0 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh. Well, at any rate, I don't even like drinking that much soda anyhow.
Right. But you just want something different than water, I'm sure, at some point.
Well, I drink straight up tea all fucking time. Like at a restaurant, wherever, home, whatever. Drinking tea.
So A&W, IBC, and mug root beer are caffeine free. Diet Barks is caffeine free. Regular Barks is not.
Oh, maybe that's the one I was thinking of.
So if you're gonna have a soda or something, that's about the only one you can drink. Which I might at some point just kind of have something different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still kind of dreading it.
Damn it. We got.
Why'd you talk us into this, Derek?
I don't know. I talked myself into it. I feel like a dickhead. I don't know why. Fucking have zero idea.
If I end up getting kicked in the head on October 20th or something, it's all your fault. Well, on to something besides this. It's depressing to me.
It is. I know. Like I was gonna fucking go into talking about football, but that's just as depressing as not drinking.
Right. Finally into some football, though. I'm happy for that.
Unless you're a Steelers fan.
Yeah, or a Bears fan. Or a Dolphins fan, and that's probably really got to suck, but
I don't even think people live in Miami are Dolphins fans.
no, probably not. I wouldn't be. But I guess we could move on to
My fucking fantasy team suck.
yeah.
Sucked a fat one, dude. It has not been a good week for the old sports in my home.
I have more bench points than I do points playing. Unfortunately.
I do too, but that ain't saying shit.
I have like 140 points on the bench this week or something. Ugh.
But anyway.
Yeah.
damn it.
Depressing as hell, dude. Yeah.
So we played the new stadium last Thursday.
Yeah.
Played Airplane Saturday night. That was a real fun one.
Yeah, that was kind of night and day from our Thursday show. Figured our sound out and
That
all
fucking
that.
high percentage beer, I figured that out. Aeroplanes.
Zing.
Yes, sir.
And I was drinking waters quite frequently, but I had a couple beers.
At Aeroplanes?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know they served water there.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Fuck.
They have that stuff?
At a brewery?
Never heard of it.
What the fuck for?
Why do you need well, they just need the water there to make the beer.
Well, I know. That's what I'm thinking, though. I'm like, the water's in the beer, so you just have something to drink because the beer's there.
Yeah, so you're drinking water.
There was one there. I don't even remember what the fuck it was, dude. It was like moonshine.
Was it dark?
It was dark, dude. Dark. Way dark. Whew. It's like 10%, 9 or 10% beer.
Yikes.
Yeah. But I drink a lot.
Yeah, it was a good show, though. We actually got our sound figured out, and the crowd was great. I like the vibe there.
We had a good opener, too.
Yeah.
The Lowe brothers. Dude, those guys are going to be good. They already are good.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to see them blossom.
Yeah, we posted a live video on our Facebook page, so go check that out if you're wondering who we're talking about.
Yeah, I seen Aaron hit me up about who they were, asking about them. So.
They're good. But,
Yeah,
it was a fun show.
Well, then we got one this weekend at Patton's.
Yeah, it's a whole different story there.
The old picking parlor down in Winfield.
Gotta love it, dude. Second time there.
I am truly excited, like seriously excited about playing down there.
Last year we didn't know what to expect, and now we do.
Yeah, I know. I stayed sober for the most part last year. I didn't know what I didn't realize what the fuck it was down there, man. It was
Right.
just a big bluegrass party in I want to say a backyard, but it's like a backyard that's not a backyard.
It's
I mean,
side yard.
Well, it's got a fucking big ass stage back there, like a super nice stage. And then you buy beer out of a garage, merch from behind the garage.
Hell yeah.
It's fucking fun. Food trucks and shit out there.
Great live sound.
It's like a really badass house party.
Yeah, it really is. Bring a lawn chair if you're coming.
Yeah, sounds provided and everything. So Yes, if you guys are in Winfield or around Winfield, or just looking to
some bluegrass music, yeah.
Get out of the big city, man. Come down to Winfield, Patton's Picking Parlor.
Come listen to some bluegrass music, and then us, whatever we are.
I know. I'm thinking about going back down there Sunday as well.
Yeah.
That's
That's a good, really good bill.
And the guest that we have on here today is playing
there.
Yeah, Sunday.
And Grody Riggins.
Yeah. So man, that's some super good bluegrass.
Right.
Well, just super good music, regardless. But
yeah, come see us. We're not quite full on bluegrass by any stretch of the imagination.
It'd be your birthday, correct?
It is my birthday on Saturday.
So come say happy birthday to Papa Smash.
And give me $1 in the tip jar, if you would.
Go drink some beer.
Yeah. Listen to some music, though. I mean, I'm confident we're going to be the worst act there. And we're not awful. Like, we're not discrediting ourselves. We're just saying that there's really, really good musicians there. And it's kind of there's quite a few people there, but it's kind of a small thing that a lot of people don't really know about. And they should, because it's a fantastic time. But, Derek, what do you say we get into this segment here? What do you say?
Oh, the one we did last week?
Yep.
As well? Yeah, let me get this shit pulled up on my phone.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. I tried to open one up I just looked at, and it's already been flagged for removal. Somebody flagged it. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about missed connections. Missed connections.
We started it last week, and this is already looking good.
Well, you know it's gonna be good when I try to look at the first one I see and it's flagged for removal. There is some fucked up shit on here, and it's got to be really bad for something to get removed, I feel like.
Oh, damn it. You didn't save it, did you?
Nope. Oh, hold on. Let me hit the back. It might still be on there. No.
Damn it.
It was good. I started reading it.
What did it consist of?
Basically, like, hey, if you need gas money, get at me. You know what I mean?
So he's just trying to buy some.
I guess he needs to be on the back page and not on the old Craigslist. It looks like.
Come on,
I don't know.
Man, don't. Jesus, you're not gonna find a good lady offering up some gas money just to. Come on, man.
No. Okay, so here's another one. This is from the Lincoln and Webb area, but it looks like it's coming off of South Broadway area, around the 235-135 junction. So let's just use our imaginations with this one.
That's always a good place to be.
I know. So this one says, miss my massage. Looking to get a hold of Emma that I used to get massages from off of Lincoln and Webb. Email me if you would, please. So Emma, if you're out there, or if that's your real name, I wouldn't imagine it's probably your real name. Somebody needs a massage. Apparently you've rubbed them down before. I don't know. They didn't leave a name or a number. They just said email them if you would. Not sure.
Kellogg and Broadway Quick Trip. Another good place to be. We met at the Quick Trip there at Broadway and Kellogg. You had short, red-colored hair. We exchanged numbers and met up a couple times. Number. So, yep. These aren't as good as the ones that we read last week.
No.
Apparently that first one was really good, but
this might be all right. Hardtop Miata girl. You were pulling up to the AutoZone on West Street. When me and my buddy were leaving Wednesday evening, we complimented each other's cars. We were in a rush to change an axle bearing before the end of the night, but I wish I had a chance to ask you your name. I would love to get to know you and talk to you. Reply with the color of my car in the title. Mike. Mike, you should have just talked to the lady, man. Just going to say that. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
You had the chance. You were.
He was in a rush. I get it. You got to go work on your car, but. Yeah.
So you could sit here and.
Well, at least he talked, you know. I mean, at least they were conversating. It's not like he left it just to, like, he seen her and then put it on here. Like, he went.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But he took the time to fucking chicken peck this fucking Craigslist thing out. He could have took the time to fucking, hey, can I get your number? It takes all of fucking 10 seconds, man.
Well, if you're driving a Miata and you're happy to be listening to this, hit up some missed connections, and Mike's looking for you.
He is looking for you.
He was liking what he heard.
What else you got, Derrick?
Pigs in a blanket. I think this one might be our winner. I don't know why I just thought the title would stand out, and I hope it does, because that's the point, right? LOL. Not far from the West Town Mall. Hit me up if you'd like. Some hombre text if you're down to chat free. Oh,
he's got his phone number.
That's his phone number. So, yeah, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
Does that say 8 mañana?
It does.
I don't know. It's pretty vague. I don't know if you're going to get anywhere with that one, homie.
Yeah, he's just throwing darts at this one. There wasn't
like a description.
I don't think he hit anybody up. He's just, like I said, throwing darts and hoping there's
just looking to put his pig in a blanket.
A gal, yeah. Wrap his bacon up in a blanket.
Oh God. Looking for a long-term female friends with benefits. For hookups and good conversation and texting.
Wait a minute. Wait. How are you looking for a long-term female, but you want friends with benefits?
He's looking for a long-term friends with benefits.
To hook up with. Like, I mean,
that's almost like, why don't you just date at that point? Like,
I kind of get that, but it don't make any sense. It's kind of, I mean.
No woman is going to want that. Maybe like a short term. I don't know.
I don't know. It don't make any sense to me, though. You just want a chick to hang around to bang, and then you go keep doing your thing as long as you want to do it, and then as soon as you get old and shriveled up, you want her to still be there to eventually.
Yeah, I don't know how well that's going to work for you, bud.
I don't know.
I think eventually a woman wants to.
And then it says good convo texting. What the fuck does that mean? Like, are you good at conversation or are you good at texting? Which one is it? Like, maybe I guess. I don't fucking know. Blew my mind on that one.
Ooh, this is a woman for male.
Hey.
Female peacock flourish. Just moved into the area looking to establish some connections. Qualified guys are ideally under 50. Hit me up if interested. No drama. Just fun. Feel free to message me. And their number's on there.
Oh, well.
It's also in the Broadway area.
Hey, yeah, that's north. That's in between fucking Kellogg and 13th, baby. That's like, it's a danger zone there. Yeah, you had me. You had me on the line there, Peacock.
Yeah.
I was gonna get you.
Derrick met all your qualifications until he saw the area you were staying in.
Under 50. Now I know what your game is. Probably what your game is. Did we read these other ones? I think we read all
some of them, but I'm trying to think. I don't know if we did this one.
Oh, somebody
Brianna.
Met on the dating app. Thought we had a really good conversation. Woke up one morning to find our messages gone and no way to get a hold of you. I'd given you my number. I'm not sure if you'll ever see this, but I'd love to continue where we left off. She gone, bro.
She gone.
Gone. Or I'm assuming it's a guy. I mean, I could be wrong, but
It could be a guy talking to a guy. We don't know.
one way or the other, Brianna, she gone.
Yeah.
She's probably married, probably with another dude. She fucking deleted all y'all's messages.
She might have moved.
Gone. Sorry, bud.
She might not even have been real.
Happens. Figment of your imagination. Huh?
Right.
Some Stephen King shit.
She might be a big, chubby guy named Ron. 45-year-old in some parent's basement or something.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Rob guy from last week. We did.
No, that one was just as bad.
Yeah, that one was something. But yeah, I think that's about it.
That's our misconnections for the week. Thank you guys for listening. Connections. It's so horrible. But if we could, I think this will be a success if we can pair one team together that's maybe looking for each other. It's almost like you watch Wife Swap, dude, and you know, like when they gotta bring it on back, like when the fucking the couples get back together, they hadn't seen each other in a couple weeks or something.
Yeah.
We gotta bring it on back. Like they'll get out of the limos and run at each other and hug.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes I feel kind of bad feel like we're making fun of people, but.
Well, some of them are hard to not. I'm just going to say that.
But at the same time, I mean, I guess you put it out there and
Hey.
read, and
Can't knock you for trying.
we are the world, and we will read it.
Yeah.
Hey, one argument can be made that we're trying to help.
I think it's a case-by-case basis on some of these. But.
I think you might be right. I feel for some more than others. So.
Some of them are actually legitimate, where other ones are who knows.
Yeah, I know when you put on there, hey, let's go fishing. I don't care if you're a dude or a chick, or I don't care how old you are.
I just want to take you to the woods and
let's go fishing tonight. That one's gonna get made fun of because bro talks like that, man. That's weird. You don't just invite a stranger to go fishing the very first time you talk to them.
no,
And
especially in a remote location.
If you fall for that shit, you're just asking for it. You're asking for something bad to happen with you.
Right.
Ever since we were kids, what have you been told? Don't get in the car.
Stranger danger.
Now you get on there and you're going to call somebody that wants to go fishing with you tonight out in the middle of nowhere that you never met. Shit.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Fucking people these days. Oh, man.
No comment.
I got none either.
I don't like reading those, though, because you never know what the fuck you're going to hear.
I know. I'm fucking curious about that first one now.
Yep, I remember I was going to read it, and you were like, hold on.
You were. God, that wasn't even fucking 20 minutes ago. Time we start this thing.
Man, that had to have been bad if it got flagged for removal, because there's some pretty...
Well, I mean, if it's anything like what you said, I mean, the dude was just trying to go get his fucking freak on in trade for some gas money. Like, it's called prostitution. You can't do that.
But if you film it, it's called pornography, and it's legal. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand that part, but you just add a camera to it and it changes everything.
I don't either. I don't get it. Why can't dude?
You're literally just adding a camera and it changes the whole legality. How does that make sense?
No, I understand when you buy women. Well, I mean, I guess women fucking pay for men too. Those horny old women go find them a young dude to walk around with. So I guess it goes both ways, but I mean, I know it's nasty. I know it's dirty. But why is it? I don't understand why it's illegal. It's like gambling. I mean, just
I mean, you're basically gambling when you do that.
Gambling, you don't get a cold sore in the morning.
Fucking dick don't fall off or something. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I don't know. Somebody wants to go sell their whatever organ for money, for pleasures, then why can't they do it? I don't get it.
Well, they can in Nevada, right?
I suppose. I don't know. I've never been there. Tell me.
Pretty sure that
Seem like a pro pervert.
Well, I was reading this story today about this. She's a lawyer, and I think she lives in like Iowa or something. And she's a lawyer. She's married. She has kids, but she's a part-time prostitute. So she'll go fly out to Nevada for 3 weeks a month and be a prostitute.
That's not part-time. If you're flying somewhere for 3 weeks out of a month to bang for money, you're just a full-on hooker. You practice law in your spare time. Don't
agree.
Don't church it up. Say I'm a lawyer and I go fuck for money on the side. No, it's the other way around.
Lawyer on the side.
Slut.
No, but I kind of was like, well,
I don't care. See, that's why.
But I'm like, how does her husband like? Yeah, honey, go off, and he must be thinking about the money at that point because she said the best. She said the best period of time she's ever had coming back because she made $55,000 in 3 weeks or something like that.
Okay, that'd make me feel a little bit better. But at that point, is it really?
Dude, she's getting fucked, and your wife's getting boinked, dude. 3 weeks out of the month, dude, and you're all at home taking care of the kid by yourself.
Boinked.
She is.
Oh.
And you're talking about staying home with the kid all by yourself while your old lady's just getting. Yeah, I don't know if I couldn't handle that, dude.
Sounds like my first marriage.
that would fuck me up in the head. I'll tell you that. That would really mess me up in the head.
I get it.
Unless she was making like $2 million a fucking month or something.
But I guess we got.
Even then, I would still question it.
Got an open relationship, dude's fine. I wouldn't want to be. No, I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want to put my wiener in there. There's just no.
Like, hey, honey, haven't seen you in a couple weeks.
If she made $55,000 in a fucking weekend off of her vagina, dude, there's no way I'm putting my wiener in there. Like, there's
probably been so many others through there.
$55,000 worth of dick went in there. That can't be clean. Oh, goodness.
That's got to be at least 40, 50 dicks.
God.
I don't know.
I don't even know, man.
But she'd come back and be like, well, I gotta risk my vagina for next week. It's like, what?
She only got 1 week there, and she's tired of. You ain't getting it. Like,
I doubt it.
What's the point of even being married to that? I mean, other than the money, but at that point,
I think that's what he's thinking about. They're both lawyers, though, so I mean, they both make or have the potential to make good money. I just couldn't do it, man. I mean, your kid's gonna grow up and be like, hey, yeah, you know why we have this nice house? Because your mom went and sold herself in Reno, fucking during your toddlerhood. So you be thankful.
On the other side of that,
you eat your vegetables.
On the other side of that, 55 G's is a pretty good number. I mean, hey, if I give $55,000 for slinging it, I wouldn't be working in aircraft. You guys be looking for a new fucking harmonica player. I ain't doing shit, but slinging. I don't know.
Well, that's not how this world works, Derek.
Unfortunately not. It's unfortunately I work.
You're born a man, and you can't just do that.
Yeah. I was going to make a dirty joke, but I will not. Unfortunately, I got to work aircraft and play harmonica with you guys, and my gift
sounds so disappointed.
My gift to the world is unfortunately a harmonica, not my slinging ability. So,
well, hey,
works out for you guys, not so much for me.
Right.
Different topic. I figured we beat that one into the ground. Pardon the pun.
No, that's great though. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't handle that though. That's all I'm going to say about it.
I couldn't either.
So
Anyways.
It's a hard topic to follow there, Derek.
Hey-o.
Speaking of poundings, did you see the pounding on the Dolphins this weekend? Good.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that threw us way off the rails there.
That did, yeah. There's really nowhere to go from that one.
Nope.
Anyways, yes. So, is there anything else that we need to talk about, or did we get? We pretty much cover everything?
Well,
Maybe we could talk about our guest coming up.
yep. But first, Derek, before we do that, let's talk about our sponsor for this episode.
We have the worst timing to throw the sponsors in there.
I know. We
Every
can
time.
edit that out if you want. Let's talk about the band first. God, this is like, I don't even want to throw anything after that.
Cracker Jacks. Let's talk about Cracker Jacks for 20 minutes. Popcorn. Christ. Anyway, let's just get on with the sponsors. What's we got today?
So today we have one sponsor for this episode. It is Alpha Heating and Air. So Alpha Heating and Air, they do LG and York units. They do estimates on replacing systems. It's about to be a little bit cooler, so you might not need your AC, but it's still a good time to get your AC looked at, get it ready for next year as well.
Well, make sure your heater's humming too.
Yeah, you got to make sure that's right before it gets really cold.
It's right around the corner. Seems like we were just saying summer's around the corner. Now we're talking about fall around the corner, but we don't have too many more hot days, and it's going to start getting real cold. Kansas, we got about 3 days in between blistering hot and
summer number 2,
freezing cold.
Yep. But yeah, get them out there if you're having any troubles with your AC. I know it's still hot out. 316-765-4492. They also do work on all models of units. So if you have an old unit, that's not LG or York, they will work on it. So yeah, give them a call. They're veteran owned and operated. 316-765-4492. Ha.
Yes. All right. So our guest this week. Our guest this week is a band we got the pleasure of playing with
A couple weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, something to that effect, and they're so good. Like there is a whole different fucking sound that comes out of these guys. Like there's bluegrass, and then there's these guys, dude.
Yeah, I understand it. It's just I don't know how that sound comes out like it does.
And
it looks so effortless.
Grant, that's the singer's name, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, he has such a unique voice. Like, I love it. Like, besides lyrics in the song, I think a unique voice is what catches me. I mean, that might actually catch my attention before anything. When you get a voice like his, because it sucks you in. I mean, to me, it's something different. It's something unique that just pulls you in, And then
and that mandolin, though.
That mandolin.
Holy shit.
That is some shit hot mandolin, dude. That is it's shreds on a mandolin. Like, I don't know. I'm not so close to bluegrass that I'm just like an expert on mandolin, but I don't know if I've ever really heard somebody just shred. I mean, I've heard some really fast mandolin playing, and I've heard some pretty good mandolin playing. I mean, I've never heard anything like this. So
no.
Fortunately, the bassist was not there that night they played, so I didn't get to hear him. I'm sure he is fantastic as well. Yeah, this I haven't got the I haven't listened to this interview yet. So
Their bassist is Brody Wellman,
yeah.
who's insane as well.
Originally with Carrie Nation, correct?
Yep.
So yeah, you know he's got some wild shit in the arsenal. If you can keep up with Carrie Nation.
Man, I've even heard Evan on the stand-up bass. It's like, fuck.
Oh yeah. What other band is he in? I'm sure he says
It was the Vagabond String Band.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you messaging us. It was like right after you caught him, like right after we played with him.
Right.
And you're like, what the fuck? Jesus, dude, this guy he's playing bass too. Evan's here from Pretend Friend. He's fucking kicking ass on the bass. It's like, God, wish I was that talented. Yeah.
You were just given other gifts, Derek, like the gift of gab.
I suppose that's even questionable on some days, but no, man, I'm super excited to listen to this interview. I can't wait to hear it because it's one of them. Kind of heard him around a little bit. Like I've heard of him, I never got to catch him, and finally got to catch him. Now I'd kind of like to know the story. So
right. Yeah, there's somebody definitely to look out for. They're playing Patton's as well.
yes, yeah, we mentioned that earlier. They'll be playing the night after.
Yeah, we didn't say what band it was, but yeah, Pretend Friend. So Mandolin Monroe, Grody Riggins, and Pretend Friend down at Patton's Pick and Parlor. Highly suggest to go to that show if you're free. Highly, highly, highly suggest.
Oh yeah, because even man, if you Mandolin Monroe is kind of a hidden gem. She doesn't play all that much, but my God, man, she's super good, super talented. So yeah, make sure you guys go down to Winfield and watch that. At least, if you're not going to go watch us, go watch them because you'll be super impressed with them. Us, yeah. We're funner to drink with, but no. I can't.
Yeah, that's our strength.
No. It's it's a good time down there at Patton's, and I don't know if they're playing anywhere.
They're probably playing at Bluegrass Festival.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I'm just saying between now and Sunday if they're playing anywhere else, but we do know they will be playing there on Sunday night. So make sure you go check them out. And yeah.
I don't know. Well, I guess we're gonna go into the interview, but before we do, Derek, I think we're gonna do a little throwback. We're gonna switch the vibe up a little bit. You like how I did that?
I did.
Yeah.
Don't kill my vibe.
Bitch, Don't Kill My Vibe by the Levvelheds. Enjoy.
I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone.
I said, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. Got my drink and I got my music. I would share it, but today I said, bitch, don't kill my vibe. 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 Bitch, don't kill my praise God. Look inside of my soul and you can find gold and maybe get stoned and strangled. I was born from danger. My foes and ate what my demons hold in they ashtrays. Stone cold from the ankles, knees I will press upon. No one ate it. Thank God hip hop in hope for making me no more latency. Broken neighbors, me y'all can keep the comments. Fuck y'all. I was shuffling the product in my dinner pockets trying to make a profit. Niggas didn't want it. Now I'm off the scale. Sorry, mama, your dreams are turned. I gotta peep these nerds and why they rosters fail. Always the bust to feel Lagerfeld. Talk for all who were true hip hop and fails. I had to talk with 2 sophomores. from jail and he told me chill. Open the oceans of the rivers fill, but beware these rattlesnakes, half a fakes and they aim to kill. I'm better than you, my nigga name a Phil. Strain and I'm banging, they can't be wheeled off the road. Now they know, but they're playing still. I hop on your hip with hip hop, and now you laying still. Balls, no hose, ball, stainless steel. Always the same niggas trying to defame a skill and decrane a wheel, but can't name a bar from a grade in L. I'm sick as it gets. Infamous still a threat, painting the sky with the leap from my mind. So talking that awkward shit, killing my.
I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone.
I said, bitch, don't kill my. Bitch, don't kill my. I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. Got my drink and I got my music. I would share it, but today I said, bitch, don't kill my. 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 Smoke it, I pour it up. Keep that lean up in my cup. On my car got leather and wood. In my hood we call it bull. Everybody wanna ball. Holly broad at the mall. If be up, watch him fall. I can't fuck with y'all. Smoke it, I pour it up. Keep that lean up in my cup. On my car got leather and wood. In my hood we call it bull. Everybody wanna ball. Holly broad at the mall. If be up, watch him fall. I can't fuck with y'all. My irritability rises, my sincerity lowers. Clovers ain't helping my luck. I'ma need some chips knocked off my shoulders. When your power inebriation comes down and you gotta live sober, soak up all the bridges you burn. Or you gonna bite the bullet and grab O's? 0-1, you ain't winning this game. Omens told me, but I ain't know. When your subconscious catch wind, that's when your hard head in this show. I'm a different nigga off top than I was when you met me 8 years ago. I've been trying to speak to your ego, but we all know how that go. Fuck it, buckets can't overflow. Fuck it, it's too torn up to so. Fuck it, keep whatever I gave and when it right, don't ask me for more. I been the only nigga sticking by your side, but the wheel slides over and I don't mind. Driving myself to my destination, just chillin' and cutting on backseat drive.
Welcome to the Thirsty Thursday Spotlight, featuring interviews from top Wichita acts and artists, recorded live from beautiful Red Cat Recording in Peck, Kansas. Listen up, you knuckleheads. Here's your host, Glen Shipman.
Man, what another beautiful Thursday out here in Wichita. We're down in Peck, Kansas with the red-headed wizard, Luke Wallace. How are you,
Glenn?
Luke?
Hey, I'm okay. Here we are.
A little cooler week this week for a couple days anyway.
It's been nice. Had a little bit of cooler weather over the weekend. Long weekend.
Long weekend. Did you go to the lake or anything, or did you do some tracking?
I'm redheaded, man. we don't go to the
we
lake,
don't go to the
man.
lake, yeah. No, it's couch laking for us. So
Yeah, I got things took care of around the house.
that's good. I saw some new artwork in here, so I assumed some decorations was happening in the other side of the place.
That's
So.
right. Got to do it sometime.
Well, we're pretty excited to have Pretend Friend in the house today. They got a show tonight, so I know they're excited to get this interview started. We have Brody Wellman on bass right here. How you doing, Brody?
Excellent.
Man, it's good to see you again. I got
you too. Happy to be
a
here.
chance to do some recording with Brody once. Grant and I go way back.
Oh, yeah.
He's the lead singer, guitar player.
Elbow Room Open Jams,
That's
man.
right, man. You know, we'll give it into it. We go even farther back than that. So, and Evan, I don't think we've ever met until today, but it's good to meet you. You're the mandolin player, correct?
Yeah, it's good to meet you, man. It's really nice to. I listen to ICT radio actually.
Awesome.
Quite frequently.
On ICT-radio.com.
Right.
So Grant, man, you know, you and I go back to the days of when you had Austin Groom.
Yeah.
You know, Austin was our bass player as well, and your guys is. When did the band start?
Well, it started actually. Pretend Friend was an acoustic guitar duo, and this would have been early 2015. And it was me and my buddy Cooper Hanning, and we each kind of had some different things going on, and he ended up getting married and had some other big life things going on, and so I started just gigging by myself, and started going to the Elbow Room Open Jams, and met Austin and Jason there, and started jamming with them. We were actually in a reggae band project with Brian T. Meyer also.
Time, Brian T. Meyer from Lively Up. If you guys listen to him on the station.
Yeah, at the time it was Soul Captives.
Yeah, I remember Soul Captives.
But Austin and Jason and I started kind of jamming around.
And you're talking about Jason Snavely, the drummer, correct?
Yeah, Jason Snavely. And it was the three of us. That was when Pretend Friend became a trio. And it just kind of evolved from there. We played like that for about 9 months, which seems like a very short amount of time, you know. Well, considering how much we did in 9 months, I'm like, wow, we were busy. But Austin moved to Seattle, and then it was me and Jason, and we did that for another 7 or 8 months before Brody started playing with us.
So you've only had two bass players in Brody and Austin.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Two really talented bass
Two pretty
players.
talented bass players,
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
tell you.
very fortunate.
So what was that conversation like, Brody, when had you listened to these guys before you joined on, or was it just a shot in the dark?
I'd seen them play at Kirby's a few times. I lived up the street from Kirby's for about 11 years, and so I was the resident sound guy and stage Nazi. And whenever I make it that side of town, I'm always back there whenever I can. And I was blown away by how much fun they were having. And Austin's just he's great to listen to, and he's a joy to watch on stage. And I was intrigued. And then he was moving away, and I got in contact with them from the recordings that they'd done with Austin and Jason in the warehouse on a little multi-track, room recorder. And so they sent those recordings to me, and I mixed that down. That's the first album. And, through that whole process, got kind of acquainted with the bass lines. And we just, I don't know exactly how it happened, but we started jamming together, and with me on electric and Jason on a drum set, and kind of ended up paring it down to more of the string bands,
Yeah, you say that, but you guys are a completely different band now without the drums, and I think that's also in addition to Evan coming on and mandolin. When did you come along, Evan?
So Brody and Jason and Grant were playing their trio stuff, and Grant had reached out to me in kind of wanting to do some more acoustic duo stuff, because a lot of the songs that Grant writes are on acoustic guitar to begin with. So we were kind of in our minds, I was playing mandolin kind of about 2 years ago, kind of ramping up to get ready for the acoustic sets at the Walnut Valley Festival.
Right.
And then after that, we kind of worked in me playing electric guitar as kind of like a lead guitar of Pretend Friend. And we actually did one show like that.
That's with Jason on drums as well?
Right, with like the full set and everything. And it actually... it went all right, but it just kind of always felt more organic the way that we transfer back to acoustic instruments, especially when we realized that the energy loss really isn't there between electrified and acoustified instruments.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the first time that I saw you guys was at that little hole in the wall bar, and it was you, Jason, and Austin. It was over on Oliver, and you guys were playing with Zach Rasmussen.
Oh yeah.
And I was just impressed immediately with your pitch. There's not anybody in Wichita that has pitch like Grant. If you guys haven't had a chance to listen to their band, I guarantee you Brody will agree with me. You don't have to do a lot of work with his voice when you're doing his recordings, do you?
Not much at all.
Yeah. Your pitch is great. And
3 takes through a section, and we'll pick.
Yeah.
None of them are bad. We'll just pick the one that's the most perfect.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy on me.
And like you guys all three said, the energy of this band is phenomenal. So I think you guys are going places, and I think it's awesome that we finally got you in the studio to kind of talk about it. So how many studio albums, I guess you could call it, do you guys have out right now? Is it just the 2?
Right now, yeah, we have 2, and we're actually working on another. Well, it's a small batch of songs. I wouldn't say it's a full album, and we haven't really even decided what we want it to be yet. It might be a series of singles we release, or maybe it's an EP. Right. But for now, we're kind of getting in and tracking and getting a feel for things and kind of deciding how we want to arrange it in a recording setting. What we ran into on the last album, we had started doing these more extensive vocal arrangements just because, excuse me, it was part of becoming an acoustic band where when we were able to rehearse without amplifiers. We didn't need extra mics to set up. It was easier to have everybody sing.
Right.
And
a lot less room to hide, too.
Yeah, a lot less room to hide.
Yeah.
But Evan and I are kind of a similar range, but Brody's a very strong bass.
Very strong.
And so
both vocal and on bass.
Yeah, Brody is the whole, like, the lower frequency master. And so we were like, well, we kind of have this division between us already, because I kind of take most of the higher range, and Evan fits well kind of in the mid highs, and then Brody really strong lows. And it just felt like, we had to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And so we spent a pretty significant amount of time just really fine-tuning our vocal arrangements. And this was during our recording process and also during our live shows.
Sure.
And so we started to pay attention to it in a different way and really communicate, really, just with each other. We're like, okay, try this, try that. I'm going to do this. See if you can fit here.
Right. I think that sets bands apart. I think that, there are a ton of bands, Wichita and nationwide, that have phenomenal musicians, but not so good at singing. And I think when they get in the studio, maybe that's a little enhanced. But, to go out and see a live band that has live 3-part harmony is just, it's pretty rare in this area, and I think that sets you guys apart. You were over there shaking your head when we were talking, Evan, about the 3-part harmonies coming up. Is this the first band you've been in that had real tight harmonies like you guys have, or is it? What bands have you been in the past?
Oh yeah, so I've been in a couple different string bands where you have the generic third that somebody sings, and you have a generic drone fifth that somebody sings, but it's never been this tuned and this like written out that we've. Well, not written out, but,
practiced.
Right, that we've done. And I would like to give a shout out to Jared Bozen, Grant's younger brother, for being the choir director for a lot of our practices.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So Jared Bozen is actually he's a vocal education major at Wichita State, and he's been helping us tremendously. And just
is he for hire?
Right, yeah.
I bet he would be interested.
Yeah, probably.
Jared and I both have choral backgrounds. But Jared is seeing it through in a way I wished I would have, especially when I was his age. He's 5 years younger than I am. And
so he's like 12?
No, actually, he just turned 22, but he's got remarkable attention to detail, and it's really nice, when you're the one performing, you always hear yourself more than everybody else.
Sure.
And so he was a very helpful, objective ear.
You know, that is a valuable asset because I think bands don't have, and we're just talking vocals right now, but even on the larger scope of things, I don't think bands have people that come from the outside and listen and say, this is what needs to be addressed to be better, and this is what needs to be addressed so that you don't embarrass yourself or whatever the case may be. And I think that is a valuable. Man, I think he could probably make a pretty good side living if he would just go out and go to bands practices and say, listen, this is what you guys could do to up your vocal game, you know. And I think Luke does that here in the studio. I'm sure you do too, Brody, where you know they're recording tracks and they listen to it and you've never heard a track before. And you say, it would really sound better if you did it this way or if you could add this to it. So, but I did want to kind of get in your background, Brody. You know, I know you've been in a couple bands. Where did you start playing music?
Oh, well, I mean, when I really started enjoying playing music would have been like middle school and like high school jazz band. I went to Bueller High School. Ray James was our director back in the mid-'90s. Unfortunately, he retired while I was there, but I learned so much from that guy.
What year did you graduate?
2000.
Okay.
And then, you know, later in high school, I was in this rock and roll band out of Bueller called Cassiopeia.
Nice.
And we managed to, you know, get a pretty good album recorded.
Yeah.
It came out in 2000. So I got the studio bug, being in Anybody Listening Studios with Scott Reed and Jim Ismer.
Yeah.
And really got to be a fly on the wall and watched how those guys would run a studio and figured out the right way to tell somebody that they're screwing it up and how to finesse someone into getting the right take and knowing when to walk away when something's not working. I just learned so much from them, and that kind of sparked something in me that I wanted to, that I could do that.
But you played with Carrie Nation as well, right?
Yeah. I did 5 years with, 5.5 years with Carrie Nation in the Speakeasy, and did 2 of their albums and a split disc with Cletus Scott Shaw.
How many tours was that within 5 years, though?
How many tours? Well, you know, I don't know exactly how many. I'd say I played 1,000 shows with them.
Crazy.
Probably. But the last few years we were on tour, we were playing at least 210 dates on the road, maybe 220 plus some gigs. You know, I'd say we did a couple years, 230, 240 dates a year, which got to be too much for me. And I, for whatever reason, decided I wanted to sleep in my own bed and sit on my own throne every morning.
But talking about an asset, Grant, how are you tapping into that? Because I know you have to be kind of tapping into, say, you know, what's going to take us to the next level, because you've been there, Brody.
Well, let me go back to this. When I first asked Brody to play with me, I kind of had my fingers crossed. I actually remember it. I had mentioned it to him before. At Kirby's or wherever, and Brody and I had kind of started. Well, we were just like becoming more familiar with each other, just like seeing each other around at these different gigs. And I mean, you know how it is. You go to shows and you just kind of start to become friends with the people you're spending time around, whether it's through whatever conversation or mutual friends. And so I think the time where we hadn't really been drinking as much yet, Brody and I think it was at Barleycorns, and I got like a really solid, like, I'll come jam with you guys, or, you know, something along those lines where we really started to work together, or it was like it was a real thing.
Right.
And I was very excited about that. And, but Brody is, it just has impeccable detail, whether it's in recordings or in music. And with Evan also, both of these guys just hear a very different side than I do. I hear myself and I hear my own voice and a lot of the guitar parts, but the arrangement comes with input.
Right. Well, I guess I'm gonna since Grant kind of avoided that question, we'll get it to you, Evan. What do you think? What do you think the opportunities are with these two guys? Let's lump them together. Coming from having a great front man, and then having somebody that's been on the road and has done everything that you guys want to do the next step. How are you guys tapping into that, Evan?
Okay, so I was talking to a friend of mine today, actually. His name is Dennis Harden. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that guy. Dennis. He's kind of a popular guy around Wichita. And I don't know if this is going to answer your question, but I try to be, so I'm the newest member.
Sure.
I've been in the band for 2 years now, but so I'm still newest.
That's crazy that you've been in the band 2 years and you're the newest member.
Right.
Yeah.
So
there's not a lot of bands that make it 2 years.
But
so.
I try to be, really unbiased in this entire thing. And I just, even when I first started, just the watching people come up and the way they react to Grant's songs and like the energy that he puts on stage, you can just tell like immediately that it's something different that isn't happening everywhere else. And the same thing with Brody. I mean, it's like Brody doesn't even have to play his bass. We can be standing like in a parking lot with the bass like unpacked, and people will come up and just like hand us money.
Is that a cello? What have you been feeding that thing?
So it is kind of mind blowing to watch that all unfold. I don't know, and it's almost I feel almost spoiled to like be able to just like
I think that's a great word.
Kind of be a part of this that's happening. So
yeah, I like I said, I'm a big fan of you guys. I've always loved the sound. I particularly like Grant's songwritings. I think that the songs are catchy. So take me through that, Grant. I mean, how does this come about? You're sitting at home strumming the guitar and some lyrics come out, or what's your songwriting process?
Just the process itself is different every time, and it's really messy, but it is extensive voice recordings and an organization.
So you focus on the voice more than the instrument?
Well, no, it's I have hundreds, maybe more, just iPhone voice recordings, just like really low quality stuff that I take. I have dating back to 2014.
Nice. So
most of this entire last album we released in May each song has a progression of iPhone recordings where the song, and I know this now because I've been spending like the last week kind of organizing the files and kind of going back through, and I'm like finding these things again, and I'm like, oh my God,
yeah,
this sounded really bad. And it's funny what things turn into, but everybody talks about writer's block, or there are times in your life where you're distracted, and so I've found through just like careful organization and consistency, if you've got recordings and like things you can go back on easily, you're never out of material.
Yeah,
there are times where I won't do anything, and then I won't have anything really for like 4 or 5 months, but then I'll have 6 songs done
to just come out
all at the same time. And it's just because all of those like silly little recordings kind of come to fruition all at once.
Well, and that's awesome to have so many songs in your gun belt. How do you guys organize those for the stage, Brody? Is it a conversation between the three of you guys, or just get up on stage and say, this crowd needs to hear this song?
Yeah, I suppose sometimes the vibe of the venue or whatever preceded you in the show might dictate whether you want to come out, hot or fast or slow or whatever.
Right. You mean if it was a thrash metal show right before you?
If maybe we rolled into Denver at midnight and had to play after 2 thrash bands, yeah, you pick a faster song, then you play it faster than you've ever played it in your life, and you take a medium song and play it faster than you've ever played it.
It's all about the energy, man.
It's all about
the energy.
Yeah. But we've identified like clusters of songs that work really well together, and so if we just call one of those, the others will follow. We tend to just generally have a larger list of tunes and kind of pull from it, or if somebody feels it, they'll just we do a lot of audibles.
That's awesome. I think that's a sign of a band that has talent that can kind of change on the fly, and especially in the markets that you're playing. And that's something I did want to bring up. You guys are not just playing in Wichita. You're getting a little bit spread out. I think that's awesome. What do you think the difference is between our market here in Wichita and some of the ones you've seen so far in the last couple of years?
Well, I'd say we're fairly fresh into these, other markets. We're trying to get out there. Just recently got into Arkansas. Recently got into Colorado. For a few days here.
To you guys?
It was good. Yeah, we had some, a few of those gigs. We've got some friends. I mean, especially from my Carry Nation days, like I do have contacts in a lot of these cities, and so at least there's people I can hit up ahead of time and be like, hey, you might call a friend or two and come on out. This little gig.
People know Brody all across the country.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
So that has been it's been fun because we've been able to meet Brody's friends.
We're going to slowly chip away at that question I asked. See, I'm just following it up.
Yeah. Right.
How are you guys using Brody to your advantage?
Yeah, right. Oh gosh, we're and just to go back to that, Brody is talented bass player, talented sound man. He's got.
I've never heard a bad recording come out of your studio either, actually. The ones that I've heard.
I have archives. Yeah.
I have one way I could use Brody. I could use his Facebook, and I could just log in and do all of the booking through his Facebook, and I could probably have 100% more responses than I get.
You could probably make some money doing that too.
Right.
If you just wanted to catch a couple other bands to say, okay,
right.
Hey, I'm Brody Wellman, and I know this band. They played well in your video. $100, please. So, Brody, what do you think? You've seen different songwriters from different genres and different cities, and you've seen quite a bit. What do you think about Grant's songwriting?
I mean, it's one of a kind.
I think it is too.
It's fantastic. And
I think that is something to be said about Brody. One more thing.
Okay.
He wouldn't be in this band. He could choose to be in whatever band he wanted to, and that's just what floors me every time. Is that we are all. This isn't it. This doesn't even feel like that we are, individual musicians. Like we're all part of this project, and we're sticking with this because we want to, and we really feel that, because it is one of a kind.
Where do you want to take it, Evan? What's your vision 5 years from now?
Well, I mean, we can still live in Wichita, but my house might be paid off.
What about you, Grant? Where do you see Pretend Friend in 5 years? Because it's been 5 years since you started, pretty much.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy to think about, just in hindsight. But I think. And a lot of this has to do with Evan and Brody, and I think we, as a group, we do communicate really well, and I think we are very receptive to each other's ideas, and that is not, it's not something to be taken lightly, just to have guys that you enjoy being around for whatever situation, just as much as playing music, I think is a really a wonderful thing. And so, for me, and this has kind of been my plan all along, I'm just going to ride the train, man, and just see wherever it goes.
Sure it goes.
If I don't know, for me, as far as making it, we're making it now.
Yeah,
right.
It's a great attitude.
We're actively producing music, and we can play almost as many shows as we want.
Anywhere you want to, and that's one of the things I wanted to bring up next. Yeah,
and we're working on that too. And you build territory.
Sure.
And you go into these new areas, and you make friends, and then you go to a different place, but then you come back, and so it's a matter of it just being consistent. But yeah, we're doing exactly what I want to do now. And we'll keep doing it, and we'll go wherever it goes, I think.
So where's some places that you've enjoyed so far, Brody? What's your favorite place you guys played as a group right now?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I always get one that they have to pause and
favorite place.
Well, we have a favorite place, but I mean it's everybody's favorite place, so it doesn't really matter. It's a Kirby's beer store.
Yeah.
Right. You know, that's everybody's favorite place.
Well, it's kind of hard to tell with you guys because you guys could fit in anywhere. You guys could fit in at the Donut Hole. You could fit in at the Elbow Room. You could be at Barleycorns, which you're going to be at Barleycorns tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm saying tomorrow, but you guys are going to be hearing this a week after we recorded it. So they were at Barleycorns last Thursday. For those listening to the podcast.
Shame.
So, with Tejon Street Corner Thieves, right? Yeah. We got to play with those guys in April of last year. Cool bunch of dudes, man. And I think that's one of the things you guys are getting to experience too, is playing with so many different artists as well, you know, and you guys have the sound that can go, like you said, thrash metal or bluegrass or country, or, you know, you fit into whatever genre you need to. And, you know, so take me through the writing process of this song that you won the Walnut Valley new songwriting contest, right? You're the the number one winner, the Saturday winner, right?
Well, I am the Saturday winner of the Songs for a Better World category.
Nice.
So that's one of 10 categories. But to be honest, I don't even remember writing the song. I mean, that's how most of these happen. I mean, the initial song may happen quickly, but they go through so much. There's so much refining, and there's so much of a process. I mean, it'll be most of the songs that I present to Evan and Brody to start working on have been around for 9 months or a year.
Right.
And so, but that's part of, I suppose, my strategy, if you will, is just like kind of consistency with it. Sure. Because sometimes, like on very rare occasion, I'll get one that happens fast.
Yeah.
And it happens easy, and sometimes, and that's fun, but it's not the kind of occurrence you want to rely on. Yeah. It just doesn't happen regularly.
Well, you're not a songwriter in Nashville either, so it's not like you have to put out 3 songs a day to get paid. So,
yeah. And, and even if I did, I'd be just like them, and half of them would be bullshit. You know?
See, that's funny because I write a song, and then like a week after I write it, they make me play it like repeatedly, and they give me shit for not remembering the words. Oh, am I not supposed to curse?
It's okay.
I thought that's the internet, right? Okay.
This is the internet, so...
Yeah, so
you know, coming from a cover band, I understand that too. You know, I can remember every word to every song that we do pretty easily, except our originals, because we've only done our originals 100 times. You've heard "Stairway to Heaven" 1,000 times in your lifetime, you know, or whatever.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Exactly.
Well, I think we're going to listen to "Heat." That's the name of the song, correct?
Fear.
Excuse me. Fear. Luke's going to pull it up right here. We're going to listen to it, and we're going to be right back at you guys. Here's "Pretend Friend" with Fear.
Well, I'm not the only one who takes the names of traitors, but I'll still sit on my own side while the rest of the world floats away. And oh me, oh my, just how bad can it be? Isn't the poor man still eating for free? Why can't he stand on his own 2 feet? Trial till the money satisfies the greed of all the banks that own you from the start. Well, all this ignorance creates a need. And oh me, oh my, all the dreams you'd become are ruined by the internet socialite scum. And don't give up yet, there's a war to be won, but we will all learn the hard way. We know it's all uphill. And it's not just the truth they kill. And Lord, when the TV is telling you, take all these pills, you let yourself live in fear. If something ain't right, cover your eyes and ears. Oh me, oh my, just what have we become? The sins of our fathers will blot out the sun. We're so slow to reason, so quick to the gun, and we'll curse our brothers again. We say it's all uphill. And it's not just the truth they kill, but Lord, when the TV is telling you, take all these pills, you let yourself live in fear. If something ain't right, cover your eyes and ears.
Man, what a cool song. I can see why that won. I mean, really, that was it's very original. And I think I think it goes into something that we were talking about, in the break. That's not bluegrass.
No.
You guys aren't bluegrass. I mean, you kind of get lumped in with bluegrass, but you're not.
I think, and this is something we've struggled with a little bit, is just so many people just ask, what genre are you? Or what kind of music are you? And I don't know. I know we take a lot of, especially as a string band now, we take a lot of aspects of bluegrass for our performance. And we do play some like bluegrass standards just for fun because our instrumentation works with it. Mm-hmm. And we really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Say people walk in to our show and see the instrumentation and sort of expect some bluegrass. And you should, it's not that we need to be able to provide that to them per se for them, but it's also a very fun style of music to play, and it's great to kind of step away from the song itself and just like pick jam.
Yeah, that's kind of funny because we just picked up a steel guitar player. Yeah, and we played a show last week, and a guy from another band came up to me and said, "Man, I expected you guys to do nothing but old school country because you're a steel guitar player." I was like, "Well, this guy rocks." He plays rock. Well, we're not a rock band, but he rocks. Yeah. So I get where you're coming from, and that's awesome. But I don't think you're bluegrass, and I think I'm with you with the struggle on naming a genre, man, because it's so hard to pin down, And
yeah, I mean, I like to just keep it a string band.
String band is good.
So I will say that the definition of bluegrass is a kind of country music influenced by jazz and blues and characterized by virtuosic playing of banjos and guitars and high-pitched, close harmony vocals.
Well, in that regard, you guys are bluegrass.
That's broad.
Yeah. What is Ralph Stanley
sufficiently broad?
And that's what I'm saying is that so there are so many different interpretations of this type of world, and bluegrass has become this type of rut that I believe jazz music has gotten into. The IBMA the Bluegrass Music Association.
Mm-hmm.
They've kind of taken what was a style of music that never evolved from the 50s to the 70s with like Ralph Stanley and the Stanley Brothers and
Sure.
Bill Monroe and and all those guys, and they're keeping it as a stagnant thing that's like never been progressed, where people like Yonder Mountain String Band and like String Dusters and like all those people and the people we play with all the time, like Grass Fed out of Kansas City, and we are taking this in a way that is using that like jazz and blues influence. And we're building on that, and we're using what's at our disposal and like the events and like things that are happening, especially events wise, like in the song we just listened to, Fear. I mean, that's all about like what's happening right now in our day-to-day life. So I think that by not, by people saying that we're not bluegrass, I would try to then they get to name it, I guess.
Sure. Well, and you bring up a good point, and I'm gonna name drop a little bit here too, because you guys are going to be playing with Carrie Nation, or Brody's played with Carrie Nation, and I think they're kind of considered bluegrass in a sense. I'm sure you had the same.
It gets thrown around. I like
bit.
the term circus grass.
Circus grass. You guys are playing with Tejan's Creek Corner Thieves tomorrow, but last week, as the listeners are listening, they get thrown in the bluegrass category. Definitely not bluegrass of what I would immediately think of it. So, do you think you're creating a Kansas sound?
I do. I believe in a Kansas, like a tall grass sound. We play tall grass music if you want to call it that, because there's a way, and we can even go back to Carrie Nation, and Brody can definitely agree with me. The way Tyler Grubb plays mandolin is very, very reminiscent of the way that
Wayne?
Wayne Gottstein plays mandolin for Split Lip Rayfield.
And you guys are going to be doing a show with Split Lip.
Oh yeah!
Too.
So as you're listening, it'll be on Saturday at Prairie Land Music and Beer Festival at Wave.
The 14th.
The 14th. Again, another band that is kind of considered grass, but it's not bluegrass.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
it's not Chris Teal. It's definitely not. It's definitely not. The banjo-y kind of stuff that I would expect.
And I don't know how they actually prefer to be characterized, but they came out of like the cowpunk thing into this they sort of defined what was called the Kansas bluegrass sound. Duane Brothers sort of carried that torch, and Dead Man Flats, and these groups that sort of built on that and modified it. We're not directly in line with that torch, but we're running with one alongside them.
We're partial offspring.
Yeah,
we're like stepchildren of that.
That's super interesting to me too, because I know that one of the things that happen in music waves is that when you get a bunch of songs that run to the middle, like we're at right now, where pop sounds no different than country, that sounds no different than rock. It's almost all right there in the middle. It's those fringe bands that are on the outsides of those that create a scene, like in Seattle, or like the Red Dirt scene that was created in Texas and Oklahoma, or the California and the Bakersfield sound back in in country days, or the outlaw. Those fringe sounds are what creates the next wave of music, and I wonder if you guys haven't hit on part of that with the grass sound that's not bluegrass.
Well, and I will say that we love playing with a drummer. We don't get to play with a drummer very often because we're in a position where we don't have a lot of rehearsal space, but we are constantly wanting to add to our numbers. And like I said, there's a level of energy that like we have yet to unlock, I believe. So
if you guys can get Jason out of the Marines, man.
Right. Hey Jay, come on, buddy.
We miss you, Jason Snavely, for real.
Got a break coming up, maybe a little vacation time.
So you guys are playing Saturday with Split Rear Rayfield at
Prairie Land Music and Beer Festival, and Hinarosa and Banda Hispanica are also playing.
Where's that going to be at?
Wave, which is at 2nd and St. Francis in Wichita, Kansas.
Is this your first time playing Wave?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean,
it
not
is.
my first time, but
Not my first time either.
collectively, yes. And if anyone listening happens to be down at the Bluegrass Festival for the first weekend, and you should be, We will be playing at Patton's Pickin' Parlor.
Nice.
Which is just right across the tracks, just east of the festival. Sunday night.
Yeah.
There'll be great music all night. We're on at 9 o'clock.
September 15th.
Perfect time too, man.
Yeah, that's a good
Wow.
time. It's
yeah,
a free show, just a big old backyard, great view, great feel, and come hang out. There's food. They sell beer. It's a good time.
Where can we find your upcoming shows, Grant?
Upcoming shows you can find at pretendfriendmusic.com, or you can find them on Facebook. We've got Facebook events for most of our upcoming shows, but our website's a little more reliable depending on.
And where can we listen to your music if we haven't heard it on ict-radio.com? Because I know you guys only have one song on there now. We're going to change that after tonight, right, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, good. But we only have one song now, but where can we listen to it otherwise?
You can find like links to everything on our website. Like if you Google Pretend Friend, you'll find our website and you will find all of our streaming platforms. We're on Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon and Google and all of the different things. You can also order hard copy CDs, or you can listen on Bandcamp if you like Bandcamp, because you can also order our CDs and download the music. All of our stuff's on that too. So we try to make it widely available.
Well, I think you guys are on the rise, and it's been a pleasure, Evan, Grant, Brody. You guys, cool bunch of dudes in the studio tonight. It's been a great interview with you guys. Make sure you reach out to these guys and see them the next time that they're playing near you, or travel. It doesn't matter. They're worth the trip, I promise you. But once again, we have Pretend Friend here in the studio. Guys, thank you so much for coming in tonight and coming down to Peck to do this interview.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Glenn.
Now, there's a couple ways you can support them by going to their website. You can go to their shows, of course, or you can get on Bandcamp, like Grant said. But there's some ways that you can support us here at ict-radio.com as well. Currently have a program running on Patreon that if you go to patreon.com/ICTradio, there's different levels you can donate. I guess it's not donate, but pay, and get some different accoutrements such as T-shirts and exclusive content. You get to hear some of the outtakes that we had here tonight. Juicy outtakes.
And boy, we got him this time.
Oh, yeah.
Shout outs on the radio, all that kind of stuff. You can support us that way. You can support us by visiting our sponsors that the guys mentioned in the beginning of the podcast today. You can support us by going to your favorite podcast app, giving us a like, giving us a review, giving us a rating. That way we can get up on the algorithms there. But the most important thing that you can do for us is go to shows. Go to shows.
Go to shows.
That does it for us, guys. This is ICT-radio.com. I'm Glenn Shipman, Luke Wallace in the booth. Pretend Friend in the house. We thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
ICT-radio recorded live on Red Cat Recording. Hosted by Glenn Shipman.
I love that stuff.
Check out redcatrecording.com. Adios.
All right. Well, that was Pretend Friend. We want to thank Glenn, Luke, and the guys from Pretend Friend.
Yeah.
Sitting down and talking, and
Man, like we said before, go check them out. Definitely on Sunday with Grody Riggins and Manuel Monroe out at Patton's Pickin' Parlor in Winfield. Highly, highly recommended.
if you can't make it out there, make sure you catch them around somewhere, because I have a feeling like, I mean, we've got a foot in the door in this genre, our band. I don't want to say we're bluegrass or really that close. We can have that style when we go acoustic, but I wouldn't put us in the bluegrass category.
No, if you're going to see a bluegrass show, you probably don't.
I feel like bluegrass around here doesn't get its due, like maybe as much as it should in Wichita. Maybe it does. I mean, you see, for a genre that doesn't have so many bands like bluegrass, like around here, dude, it is super, super good.
There's not one bad bluegrass band.
No,
period.
It's super good. Like, and so, you know, when you get 80 Proof Engine and Pretend Friend and Mandolin Monroe.
Huffy and the Night Train.
Yeah.
Cowskin Creek, those type of bands.
When you see those bands around town, go watch them because it's so you will be surprised. Even if you think you're not a bluegrass fan, go to shows. See, I did that.
Yeah, I see that.
But no, it just came to me in the moment. But seriously, go check them out. Go check out the bluegrass. You'll be seriously impressed with the talent. So, yeah. Once again, we want to thank Pretend Friend for sitting down with us.
Yep. Hey, be sure to subscribe to our podcast if you don't already. If this is your first time listening or a couple times listening, sure appreciate it if you just hit the subscribe button. It helps us out. It gets our stuff distributed a little wider, get your music heard a little wider if you're a musician, and you get to listen to our shenanigans whenever we decide to release it to you guys.
Yes.
But, do you know what song we're going to play at the end here, Derek?
I do, but we want to thank Alpha Heating and Air real quick, too, before we get off of here.
Yep. My AC still humming, Derek, that I got from them.
Hell yeah.
No problems. Highly recommended. What?
Who's the Patreon?
Oh, the Patreon? We want to give a shout out to Jennifer Blondie for signing up for our Patreon. Thank you very much in supporting what we do. We couldn't do it without you. And, yeah, we're going to get with Glen, and he's going to get you a couple T-shirts, looks like. So join our Patreon. You get stuff. We don't just take money from you. You actually get things, and you get episodes early, exclusive photos. You get to listen to our dumbasses early. No, you get to listen to the interviews and stuff like that early, which are quite interesting. They're getting better and better.
I like that you added on to that. At first, it was you get things, just like what kind of things? Just things.
Yeah, just some things.
Like I opened my desk drawer and just start throwing paper clips and
right. You get a signed bar napkin from Derek.
These are official ICT radio paper clips. Yeah, the old bar napkin bit.
It's good.
Have I ever signed a bar napkin?
I don't think you've ever signed one. You promised people the moon and you never delivered.
That's true. I know. I need to get better at that because I still owe the listeners a 50 McNuggets.
Oh God, I forgot about that again.
Me too. That comes and goes.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the bar napkins thing. I need somebody to hold me accountable.
I try. Sometimes you're hard to wrangle, man.
I am.
You get some booze in you, you're like, can't tell you nothing.
That's
like, come over here, Derek. No, I don't want to. Well, okay.
True story. That is a voice of experience. Yeah, so anyway, without further ado, I think I'm out of shit to say.
Yep, I think we're going to let the peoples hear some more music. And I guess we'll see you guys next week. But first, Derek, who we're going to play? Do you remember?
Last Ignition,
yeah.
Hurricane.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Really? You picked that one out. How'd you forget that?
Man, there's been a lot of stuff going in and out of my head. That Misconnections kind of fucked me up. I'm still kind of...
therapy.
Kind of.
You needed therapy way before that shit.
I know.
Anyway, here's Last Ignition and Hurricane. We'll see you next week.
Enjoy.